Hey guys, on our What If video, I'm going to explore the question, what if, in the case of Christopher Watts, there were no attempts by certain family members to harass innocent people who are doing nothing more than discussing a true crime case that is on what is known as the public stage. I've been a true crimer for many years. I've written many titles for Amazon and Kindle on true crime cases. I've spoken with many members of families directly connected with true crime cases and with defense lawyers and prosecutors. And I'm here to tell you, I have never seen such a circus as what's been going on since the case of Christopher Watts hit the headlines. Don't you think it's interesting that Mommy Ramblings is posting defamatory content and she's connected directly with Christopher Watts' mother-in-law? Don't you think it's interesting that the one who called herself a licensed advocate, until people pointed out there's no such thing, then she started calling herself an advocate. Don't you think it's interesting that she claimed that she worked for Christopher Watts' mother-in-law? Don't you think it's interesting that Molly Golightly was the first person to post defamatory content against those of us who were targeted right at the start, before I had even heard of this stupid case? Well, don't you think it's interesting that she would later claim that she was told what to say and what to do by Christopher Watts' mother-in-law? You want to know what harassment looks like? I'll tell you what it looks like. Harassment looks like a GoFundMe that claimed that they needed money in order to press charges and to put certain people, including me, in prison for life, and also claiming that they needed money in order to enact some phantom law. Did you know that GoFundMe investigated that fundraiser? And did you know that the day after I learned that GoFundMe was investigating that fundraiser, that the fundraiser was actually suddenly not able to continue collecting funds? Instead, there was a link on that page that GoFundMe put there with instructions on how to get your money back if you had donated money and you wanted it returned. Did you know that? That's what harassment looks like. Harassment is when death threats are made. People saying they're going to cut my head off and put it on a platter and knock on my mother's front door so they can see the look on her face. Or when they post videos, the scumbag attackers, with my photo and a bloody butcher knife leaning up against it, saying they don't mind going back to prison if it means getting rid of me. Or when they post videos saying somebody needs to put me 6 feet under. That's harassment. Harassment is calling my home phone in the middle of the night using robo-apps to disguise their voices. The list is long. I won't keep listing off all the crap that's been pulled, but I will tell you this. When one of the channel creators directed thousands of viewers to contact the judiciary and to tell them to not let me work there, and when I learned that the scumbag attackers are contacting the courthouses saying, don't let her work there, well, that's harassment. When one of the family members posts defamatory content on his YouTube channel, claiming I lost custody of my children when they were young, calling me an old hag, a nasty old hag, a wildebeest, a bitch, a broad. That's harassment and defamation and libel and IIED. What if we were able to discuss the case of Christopher Watts without being under attack? Well, I think the discussion would have flowed early on to reach the conclusion that it just might be true that Christopher Watts may have been telling the truth when he said that he did not murder his children. What if the family had not engaged with scumbag attackers who made threats against many of us, who called our employers, who harassed our family members? Maybe, just maybe, the people who are discussing this case in private groups on Facebook would feel more free to actually take part in the discussion on YouTube also. The first I learned of Molly Golightly, who posted videos saying she wanted to meet me back in the alley, out in the alley. Yeah, tough girl Molly. I was absolutely shocked that somebody who considered herself to be an adult would have been acting that way. And when she disclosed that she was told what to do and say by Christopher Watts' mother-in-law, I was shocked once more. When Kelly the advocate, when Kelly the quote-unquote advocate posted a video threatening me, I had never even heard of her before either, just like I had never heard of that Molly Golightly trip. And there she was threatening me. She was going to come and get me. And then a short time later, she made it known that she worked her word for the family. And when Mommy Ramblings made her ridiculous video committing slander and defamation and IIED, well, I didn't know it at the time, but it soon became clear that she also is a quote-unquote friend of Christopher Watts' mother-in-law. Well, when you connect all of those dots, it's kind of like, the case itself. You start connecting the dots, and certain truths soon become clear. We were told by another family member that we'll never know the truth. That we'll never know the truth about what happened in the case of Christopher Watts. He said because people like us, law enforcement doesn't tell people like us. In my opinion, I think we do know the truth. And in my opinion, the only people being harassed are those of us who have been harassed by Christopher Watts' in-laws. It's my opinion. And if you're one of the many who has posted money or pledged money during one of their many fundraisers, then posted a comment saying that you can't afford to pay more until you receive your check at the end of the month, at the very least, I hope for your sake that you don't feel guilty for not being able to send more. I'm disgusted by what I've seen in those videos that were posted online by Christopher Watt's wife. And I'm also disgusted by what I've seen in the last 3 years, when certain family members hop right up on social media to post libelous and defamatory content, and to cheer on those channel creators who are making threatening videos against, evidently, their targets. We have the right and the freedom to discuss true crime cases, including the case of Christopher Watts. And quite frankly, had we not been getting attacked all along, especially before some of us had even heard of this stupid case, I think many more of us would have just said, must be the way they're telling us it is. But because of the attacks against us, it led us to dig in, because we asked the question, what is it that they seem so hell-bent on wanting to hide?